What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 2 of the All Elite podcast right here on the No Holds Barred Network. Your source for all WWE, NXT, and now, again, as always, the All Elite source. You guys go follow the network on Twitter at NHB Network. You can also follow this podcast on Twitter as well at All Elite Pod. You can follow myself at Real Kyle Masters, and you can follow my co-host at Loves to Dream. Her name is Tiffany as well. All links will be down in the description for you guys on YouTube when the live stream is over. I still mean to put the... I still got to set the default one because I know you can create a default one on YouTube. I keep forgetting to do that. I'll do that for you guys. But, guys, welcome to episode 2. Surprise dropped episode today out of nowhere. I felt like doing one. You know what I mean? I'm just making sure right now on my phone, retweeting everywhere, getting the word out.
That is fine.
Tiffany, if your computer beeps one more time, I swear to God.
I'm sorry. Oh my God, it was James. Okay, it was James. Relax. Okay, James text me. So listen, I have to comment on the fact that you wrote Merp. Okay.
You said that was going to be the name of the episode. Was going to be Merp. Okay, so as we explained last week was Yeet. This week is Merp. I guess we have to explain ourselves every single time we do this. Okay, so Merp was me and Tiffany were just DMing, talking about the show, and then I forget what came up, and then I was just like, okay, well, Merp. And then she's like, well, that's the name for the next show. I'm like, oh, great, Merp.
It's my thing. It's just me and Brandy. Brandy said Meep. I said, well, first it was me that said Merp, and then she was going Meep. So it just started a whole thing. So Kyle knows, I'll just post up randomly. I'll just write Merp. Now he's writing fucking Merp. So, But look, you looking cozy over there with your little, your hoodie and your hat and everything.
I got my Ready, Willing, and Gable hoodie. Still love this hoodie. It's one of my favorite hoodies. I ordered this from the WWE shop, I'd say maybe last year sometime, and it's actually so comfortable. And I got my two because I live in Canada, where it's nice and cold up here.
Yeah, it's cold down here.
I just did a hick accent for that. Ooh.
Him and his accents, the stuff that he does, I don't even know. Whatever, I'm used to it by now.
I hope so.
Yeah, I should be used to it now.
But yeah. Guys, if you're listening on all the other platforms such as Spreaker, Stitcher Radio, and iTunes, or if you're watching YouTube, that's where else you can find us if you want to listen to us on the go. And if you want to watch any video versions of the podcast, if you're listening to us on the go, youtube.com/NHBWR is where you can find us. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon lets you know when we're going live. And you can check out all previous episodes of the podcast. You can see all other episodes of the network on there, too, as in the next podcast, which talks about NXT. We have a Lowdown Retro that's set to debut this week that's going to be doing a lot of old retro WWE stuff, WWF stuff. So if you're into that sort of thing, be prepared. These guys are putting a lot of work into it. So I'm actually excited for that. And our boy from the UK, Craig Messy, is actually revamping his UK wrestling podcast on the network as well. So if you guys are into that UK style wrestling and you want to follow a lot more, he's going to be covering NXT UK and a lot of British based wrestling stuff over there, and he's going to have a lot of news for it. He's actually going to have a lot of also interviews, as he's already done before on the network with some independent wrestlers over there. So some exciting stuff coming to the network.
Sweet.
And some exciting stuff coming to our podcast, All Elite Podcast. I want to let Tiffany here, my co-host here, to elaborate on a couple. We already know of one possible third coming on the show eventually, and that's James, as she's mentioned before.
Yes.
Our boy James will make an appearance on the show one time when he can, so he'll be able to talk some All Elite with us. And Tiff, well, I'm hearing some rumors, little rumblings in the air of a third possibly making a...
I made a contact.
A contact? Oh.
I made a contact, okay? They're very interested. They definitely want to come on the podcast. Mm-hmm. We have to work something out with their timing and stuff like that. They're supposed to get back to me or whatever like that. But we've been in contact. So if you guys are very familiar with Bernard, the Business Bear.
Oh.
Yes.
The Business Bear.
Yes, he is good friends with Cody Rhodes. Okay. And he's been on Ring of Honor a bunch of times and stuff like that. So I've been in contact with him, and he's definitely going to come on the podcast when he can. So it's exciting. It's really exciting. So I'm shouting you out.
Mm-hmm.
So I know there was some stuff that he wanted me to say. So I got to go back and find what he had told me. I know he had said something that he wanted me to mention on our podcast is that WrestleCon is coming up in April.
Oh yeah.
And that Bret Hart was definitely.
Are you talking about the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be?
Don't make fun of him because he's
I know
definitely.
I'm Canadian. How can I make fun of? Do you see this Canadian flag over here? How can I? How can I make fun of Bret Hart?
Relax your Canadianness, okay? Relax your Canadianness. So, but yeah, so he asked me to put a plug in for that. So I kind of want to go. So I don't know when Kyle's here, maybe we'll go or whatever like that. But
I'll check it out. I went to the one. I went to the one in New Orleans. It was fun. It was as much as like I didn't really. We had to because at the point at that time it was WrestleMania, right? You have to do everything once if it's your first WrestleMania, you make a note to try to do everything while you're there. And we hit up Access, and Access was the work they put into that is amazing. Like from like the ring to the little mini wrestling shows you can watch to like the custom ramp that you can do your own entrance and then they tape it for you to take home. Jeez. Like I still have it's a little card you have. And when you go to the website, you enter in your code, and you can watch it whenever you want. So I did Adam Cole from Undisputed Era. My buddy and also a host on the No Holds Barred Network, Corporate Cappy, did Vince McMahon. Our buddy Tyler did, I forget, I think he did Mick Foley, I think.
That's cool.
A lot of people
Mick Foley does not live too far from me, just saying.
Oh. Well, I did it. I'm like, okay, you know what? Why not? We have to. It's a little corny, but whatever. We did that. We got our pictures taken with a couple wrestlers. We did the Bludgeon Brothers. We got pictures with. I really wanted to do Paige, but Paige's lineup was like, I couldn't get to her in time. I met Cedric Alexander. He was really, really chill. Trying to remember. I don't think we met anybody else. There was a little booth set up. If you know NXT, my boy Percy Watson, the one commentator, you can go up and commentate like a 5 minutes out of a match with Percy Watson if you wanted to. There's like no lineup for that either. And I'm like, oh my god, I really want to do this. So we didn't have time. So I really went up to the commentator when I like shook his hand, like, man, I love your stuff, love what you're doing with NXT, and I just said hi, just pop in, say hello. Izzy Mania walked by us. I'm like, Izzy. She kind of like jumped going, oh.
At SummerSlam. That was pretty cool. Like I saw her at SummerSlam. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in, that's for sure. So it literally drains you by the time you're done. The Access store you can get so much stuff at this Access store. It's insane. But anyways, enough about WWE. Get into All Elite here.
All Elite. Elite. Let's go.
I only caught half the episode today. Don't be mad at me. But like I ended up I don't know what was done after the press conference. But I got up to when they did the press conference, but everything before was hilarious.
Did you see I know I was telling Kyle this earlier. I love the chemistry between Scorpio Sky and Matt. Like I can't. If you guys aren't sub, you have to go sub to Being the Elite. Okay, on YouTube or whatever. It is like their skits. They show like all sorts of stuff. Like today's episode, if you didn't watch it or whatever, was stuff covering the rally. What else was on there? That whole skit with Scorpio Sky.
Well, even the beginning.
I actually tweeted them out.
The beginning from when Nick and Matt Jackson traveled literally 24 hours by plane just to get to that press conference, and was it
from Japan?
Matt's or Nick's family were like sick on the plane?
Yeah,
over?
It was Nick's family and his wife and the kids, and they had to actually watch the rally in their hotel suite. So what's up, Cupid girl? How are you? Yeah, so they were just there with Matt's kids and wife and stuff. Right. But it's just, yeah, so they were on the private jet and everything like that, and, Yeah.
I found it funny, the little Snickers, too, what Cupid girl said, when he barricades the door, and then he's just lying, resting, all of a sudden the Snickers bar comes in. And he unwraps and eats it, too.
he does
Oh,
this like
man.
every episode. If you watch like all the episodes, like Matt's always coming out. He was like, I need a break, and then the Kit Kat bar comes out.
Oh my
Like,
God.
oh, I'm gonna score me something. The score bar comes out. Like I love, like I crack up. I don't care. I don't get tired of it. It's every episode. Like I freaking love it. So make sure you guys go watch that episode on Being the Elite. Oh yes, Britt Baker was calling out Matt and Nick for killing Adam Cole.
Okay, that was Britt Baker right at the beginning, right?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yes.
At first glance, I'm like, Tessa Blanchard. And I'm like, oh no, it's Britt. And I forgot it's Britt Baker. She's officially the first woman signed to All Elite Wrestling, which is huge too. And if you guys don't know, Adam Cole and Britt Baker are married.
No, they're dating.
No, they're dating. Okay.
They're dating. They're not married. They're dating. So.
But yeah, if you guys don't remember,
I was
she was there when they kicked Adam Cole out, and Marty Scurll comes out with
my man.
Yeah,
I was there at that final battle.
Is that the point where you fell in love with Marty Scurll? Was that love at first
sight?
I
didn't, honestly, when I went to Ring of Honor at that time or whatever, I did not know anybody. I knew of the Young Bucks. I knew Cody Rhodes and stuff, but I didn't know anything. I just went because somebody asked me to go with them. I was like, all right, cool, I'll just go with you. But I didn't really know anything about Ring of Honor. It was All In that got me all in on Marty Scurll. Like, let's just get real, okay? My hottie.
Okay. I still remember that. I remember watching after and going, "Oh shit!" Like I knew, like I read rumors that Adam Cole was on his way to WWE, and I'm like, I'm wondering how they're gonna kick him out of the Bullet Club, and they actually did a good job. I thought that was really well planned. But what'd you call it? It was the final fair. What'd you call it? It was called
Final Battle.
Final Battle. Final Farewell. Was it labeled as?
Oh yes, the Final Farewell. That was also in December, a few weeks ago. So I was there too. That was like after the pay-per-view, and then they recorded after as well. So we kind of like hung around because we knew that they were gonna have Final Farewell.
So everyone go check out Being the Elite if you haven't already. Really good series that these guys have created. But All Elite, man, is starting to get bigger and bigger. Every day that since our last episode, I keep reading more and more. This stuff's getting bigger. We got a couple of news headings to go over. Basically, that's what this is going to be about. Until stuff like actually happens and events actually happen, our first couple of episodes are going to be about news updates about what's going on. We're just going to fill you guys in. Episodes will drop randomly here and there until we figure out a certain day of the week that works both for us that we can kind of commit on. Other than that, they'll be randomly dropped like this. So this is important why you have to follow the Twitter account. When you follow All Elite Pod, you set the notification bell on. You know when a new episode's going to drop. We'll warn you guys ahead of time that an episode will be dropping that night, whether you can catch it live or you're going to catch it on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or Spreaker right after. You'll know. You'll get in the know by following that Twitter account, All Elite Pod. And also go check out No Holds Barred Wrestling Network for any other types of wrestling podcasts you guys want to listen to. But other than that, let's jump right into the news. The first bit of news I have has to do with Bill Goldberg. So we touched based on that last time we were on the show. Just got a little bit of an update with him. So All Elite Wrestling has had a lot of tools that other startup promotions don't have. For one, they have a multi-billionaire financial backer in the Khan family. Therefore, their company will likely be able to pull off some major deals than other new companies would be thinking of doing and approaching. So the rumor of Goldberg's involvement with AEW are pretty strong. We've previously reported that he could be brought in through agent Barry Bloom. Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer Live didn't have much of an update, even though he did admit that he's sure there is interest from at least one side of the deal. So he says when it comes to Goldberg going to New Japan Pro Wrestling, Alvarez said it didn't seem too confident those talks would be amounting to anything. So I guess he's been also in talks with New Japan Pro Wrestling. However, the door has been left open for Goldberg's involvement in AEW, but the feeling backstage at AEW so far is that Goldberg is almost imminent to signing with the company. So it's about to be announced. I'm going to assume that they're negotiating back and forth right now on what type of deal, how much he's going to get paid. To me, Goldberg seems like the guy that the money's got to be right for him to come back. I think that was the case, too, when he came back to the WWE. Obviously, his main goal when he did come back to WWE was because he wanted his son to see him in the ring, because his son never saw him in a WWE ring back in the past, so he really wanted his son to see him and remember him for what he is, and that's a superhero and a good role model to all the kids in wrestling, and that's what they did around that whole bringing back Goldberg thing. So now that he's done that right, and now that Goldberg can basically focus on himself. He's got this AEW thing starting up, and the money's there. He sees that the Khan family, really, really rich family, have put all this money into it and can give him a pretty good amount for wrestling for AEW. So I think now it's about the money more than doing something for his kid. And I actually have all the faith in the world that AEW is going to go all in,
pun intended,
on Bill Goldberg because of the draw he gets. And you saw the draw he got when he went back to WWE. Everyone was ecstatic, and it will drive the casuals to go, okay, what's Goldberg doing over here? What is this AEW? It's going to take the eyes off. Obviously, their main competition, that's the end goal, is to compete with WWE. It won't be at first, but that's their end goal here, and they want to get eyes on AEW. So I think it's a matter of time before it happens. And we're going to get the announcement.
Oh, exciting. I'm excited. Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, so I found something that was sent to me the other day or whatever. I know they announced like 2 pay-per-views or whatever, but they're in talks of a third pay-per-view. Yes, 2.
So Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing. Right. Then there's another one. This one doesn't have a name or whatever, but they said the summer of 2019 will take place in Jacksonville, Florida, which they did say on the rally that it's going to benefit the victims of gun violence. Mm-hmm. And then they're talking about a third show in Chicago.
Ooh.
So back to where All In was originally. Probably so they're talking possibly the Sears Center again. Mm-hmm. So that'd be exciting. They sold out like real quickly. What was it? Less than half an hour for All In.
So far, I'm loving the names. Like, and the Double or Nothing's the first one. That's pretty. It's pretty. What's the word I'm looking for? Because it's in Las Vegas, it goes hand in hand. It's pretty clever. That's the word I'm looking for. But they name it Double or Nothing. It's got like the Vegas theme if you look at the logo, and it's in Las Vegas. So the summer one, I could only imagine it's gonna surround Florida type kind of theme. Maybe like they take some stuff out of Bash at the Beach. They take some ideas out of that maybe.
Ooh, like that.
And then for the third one, Chicago, if they couldn't think of anything, probably All In too. You know what I mean? Like maybe All In's going to be their WrestleMania. Maybe they're. I
don't know, but this is kind of supposed to be like their All In, like their second one, the Double or Nothing. So
that's supposed to be the All In too, really?
Yeah. I mean,
it makes sense too.
Like we shall see of what actually happens. So, but yeah, that's rumored for the third one. It's going to be in Chicago of this year as well. So, I don't know. Maybe like a TV deal will happen like late this fall. I had heard, like, I know I was talking to James about this yesterday or whatever. So obviously what's talked about is that even Chris Jericho wouldn't have signed with AEW if it wasn't an important, TV deal on the line. So it's just which one and when's it going to come up.
So Cuba Girl in the chat brings up a point here. So here's the big question. If AEW is successful in getting people to watch them instead of the WWE, does that mean WWE will go out of business? I don't think so. WWE is too much of a top heavy contender that they're going to do everything they can to still stay up in business, especially with Vince McMahon now having another company with the XFL. That starts kicking off and that starts doing good. The stocks in that are going to go up. Vince McMahon's still going to be a billionaire, even higher than a billionaire. I can't say he'd reach a trillionaire, but he's still going to have the money to fund his company. They're never going to go out of business unless Vince McMahon were to even sell the company off. Even if he did, it would probably go to either Steph or Triple H, and they're going to do whatever they can to keep the business going as well. So
absolutely,
I can't see them ever going out of business, but I won't doubt that their eyes are going to be pushed on AEW because this is the most serious and the most hype that I've seen for an independent company starting up in a long time. So yeah. Anyways, back to some news. And speaking of WWE and fighting back against All Elite, I actually have some news about that. I guess as Brian Alvarez also explained on the Wrestling Observer Live, WWE is aware of AEW as much as they'd like to no-sell the upcoming company. They could also have a plan to counter program AEW's television show if when it gets off the ground as well. In general, they are trying. This is a quote from Brian Alvarez. In general, they are trying to sign as many guys as they can. They're trying to sign anybody with the. I mean, we're talking. They'll sign anybody, just not wrestlers. If you're a non-wrestler that could mean something to an All Elite Wrestling, they're probably going to make you an offer. They're trying to just snatch everybody up. Not sure what other reaction there's been from the wrestlers. A lot of wrestlers hope it works. So this is coming from. So he's getting this vibe from all the wrestlers. He's saying they all hope it works because they love to have somewhere else they can go to. Right now there is nothing for a lot of the wrestlers. It's just a wait and see type of thing. A lot of them have deals come up at the end of the year that they're kind of excited because if it does end up being something big by the end of the year, they have an option to go to All Elite Wrestling rather than, not really do anything. And what the hell was that?
My annoying neighbors. But go ahead.
Wow. Now you're loud.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Sorry.
I thought someone was in your room right now.
No.
Anyways.
Just the dog.
He says he doesn't picture WWE doing anything as far as trying. I'll say this. If All Elite Wrestling gets a Tuesday television show, then I can practically absolutely guarantee that there will be some kind of television show on the WWE Network head-to-head on Tuesday nights. I don't know what show that'll be, but it's WWE, and they'll almost assuredly do something like that. So what I can see happening, if this is basically what WWE's doing, they're waiting, they're sitting back, they're acting like they're paying no attention even though they're watching. They're waiting to see what they have. Obviously, they're going to be hearing about this television deal. And if they hear that, they obviously see that Chris Jericho's gone over there and they know that he's went over there because of the television deal. They're probably sitting back and going, okay, let's wait and see what day of the week they pick, and then we're just going to crush them and everything like that. So I can't see them moving like a Raw over to Tuesday nights. They're already moving SmackDown over to Friday nights for the Fox deal, so that can't be changed.
Yeah.
The only thing can making them do is making NXT Live, which is a hot product with the type of fans that are watching All Elite Wrestling. They can go head to head, put NXT Live on the same night. That's the one thing I can see happening.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like another thing that I had talked about. Also, is that the AEW is probably going to jump on Tuesday night though. I don't know.
Or maybe AEW picks another night. Maybe they purposely choose Monday Night Raw. Maybe they have that much balls.
Oh God, please pick Monday night because I can't. I just can't.
To me, they'd be a little bit smart, wouldn't it not? Because they know how much a lot of the wrestling fans are pissing all over Raw and how much they'd rather watch something else than a 3-hour boring-ass show. They tune out halfway through anyways. I mean, WCW kind of did it back in the day. They went head-to-head. It worked. It almost worked. I mean, it was working. It was just, I don't know if the All Elite's going to look at that and go, okay, do we take the chance of maybe making the same mistake as WCW did? Or do we try to do our own thing and our new thing and try to, not take that many risks with coming up here? Or do they take that many risks? Like, it's really tough to be starting this company to try to compete with the WWE. So, but I'm sure they know what they're doing. So I'm all faith in them. All faith.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. I know we didn't really talk about this too much, but the last episode, but Young Bucks were offered a unique 3-year contract with WWE, and it was
unique,
this what?
It's unique.
Unique, not
unique.
Unique.
A unique contract.
Not unique. Unique contract of 3 years. They were offered the same amount of money that any other Ring of Honor New Japan colleagues were getting paid, with the option of was it a 6-month deal that they can opt out if they were not happy.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Because they wanted them to have a WrestleMania story, and they were promised to be on every week.
Wow.
Whether it was Raw or SmackDown.
And the Young Bucks turned this away. Tells you something.
So that says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That says a lot because nobody is offered you have a trial, and if you're not happy, you can opt out before. So that is crazy.
Do we know how? I have wrote notes here, but Looks like
What
they're
was it? The
each
six
offered
figures or was it
each
the seven
$10
figures?
million dollars.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. But again, just because you could opt out in the 6 months, who doesn't say that week right after, then the shit goes. You go down the tubes. That's what I think would happen. They would be very good to them within those 6 months.
That's not really smart to WWE though. What if there was like a difference of agreement like 2 months in? They said, okay, we're leaving here, and they had this whole like storyline already done up for WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like, I think the Young Bucks look at that and go like, okay, so what if we had a difference of opinion 2 months down the line? We leave, and then you just tarnish our name as soon as we leave.
Yeah.
Maybe you do some storyline where a wrestler makes fun of us and says we're babies and we quit. We couldn't hack the WWE. So I think they kind of look at that going, okay, so you're giving us a unique contract that no one else has, and it's actually pretty sweet that we can opt out anytime. But then, like, we're not going to be those people to opt out and look like we couldn't hack the WWE. So really, it's like, in a way, it's almost like the WWE is slapping them in the face a little bit.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion, though.
Not sure about Cody's offer. I just know I had found that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, someone's
about
asking
the
about
Young
Cody's.
Bucks. Yeah, Cuba Girl asked. I'm not really sure about Cody, but I can try to like dig more into that as well if I can for like our next podcast.
I understand why Cody's not going back. They really didn't do him right before he left, and even after he left, they kind of tarnished him, making him not being able to use his own last name in the independent circuit. Like, why would you want to go back if you were thinking? Just think of it, Tiff. Like, you leave the WWE. And you're just not because WWE kind of owns your last name. You're not allowed to use it. Like, why would you want to come back?
Yeah, or even if you're like mistreated. And I think that's why, like everybody dreams about Kenny Omega coming back to the WWE, but he was already in developmental a long time ago, and he was very unhappy. He asked for his release, and then he went to New Japan. So I don't really see like why would he come back? Never mind the fact that like they all said that they were going to stick together after.
Kenny Omega does. I mean, he probably in the back of his head would want one day be like a really top star in WWE. I'm pretty sure he wants to have a couple of dream matches with a couple of people there, but he doesn't want to work for the company. It's plain and simple. He doesn't want to. I think it's smart. I think he will be with All Elite. There's no chance that he's not going to sign with All Elite. He's going to be here soon enough. Maybe I don't know when his contract's done. The end of January.
January 31st is New Japan. Yeah. So. I mean, what would be cool, what I would like is, like, everybody's always, like, wondering, like, where the hell is he going? Yeah. And, like, he just shows up at Double or Nothing. Like, how sick would that be?
I mean, you gotta keep it on hold, till May? That's when the event is? It's in May?
Yeah.
Double or Nothing?
May.
Fuck, you gotta keep that silent 25th? For the next 3 months?
Ooh, imagine the pop, though.
The pop would be insane. That's why I would see it if the event was closer to first. But for them to do that, you would have to have Kenny Omega for 3 months say, okay, I signed with, kayfabe signed with Ring of Honor and do a couple of Ring of Honor shows till then on like a one-match contract basis, but not really tell anybody. And then all of a sudden show up at All or Nothing, maybe.
Yeah.
And then now with your boy Marty Scurll.
Yes. My man.
Mm-hmm.
My man. I actually sent Kyle some stuff that he'll post up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
But
I got to pull up here. So you talk about it while I bring it up.
Yeah. So, if you follow Marty, I found all this stuff on Instagram. So, if you follow Marty, you'll see, like, he's a little salty now, like.
Is this fake? Are we getting worked?
Are we being kayfabe? Like, so he posted the day of January, of New Year's, he posted him, he's probably at his house or something like that, but he posted a picture, no, not New Year's, the day of the rally.
Okay.
And Matt's on the laptop. And he's like, what the fuck is AEW?
Oh, hang on. I almost got it set up here, so we'll keep talking about it.
Damn it, Kyle!
I had zero time when I got home. It was tough.
It's okay.
But yeah, I saw that when you sent to me. I'm going, oh, okay. So like is it? You want to say like, okay, he's definitely like, this is kayfabe, and this is gonna be like in an all like being the Elite episode. Mm-hmm. Was he at all in the being an Elite episode like the rest of the? Because I only watched half of it.
No, he wasn't. He was on the episode where they showed the New Year's Eve, the New Year's Day party, because that was Marty's thing, the New Year's Day party. He was asking everybody to be at the New Year's Day party. It was going to be best, and people would tell him no. And then he got like drunk as a skunk, and then Kenny Omega showed up. And then like later on, he's like talking all this crap about the Young Bucks and Brandy and Cody Rhodes and all this stuff. He's talking crap. And then they were like, Marty, we've been here the entire time. We heard everything you said. So,
Jesus.
but other than that was the last time that you see Marty on Being the Elite on YouTube. So, but yeah, if you follow a lot of his stories or whatever, you're gonna see like a whole bunch of this stuff. Like I'm always like I'm always following him. So.
You almost want to say that it's fake, but like, oh, what if it's not? Like, that's a little messed up to think that if it's not fake, or if it's not fake, like they're doing him wrong. Like they.
Yeah, it's like they kind of like left him, but he's stuck there. I think the contract ends in April. So I don't know. Like, I still want to go see him at G1. If there's the possible he might be wrestling. So I don't think anything's in the definite right now for that. So we'll see with that.
How many times have you seen him wrestle?
He started his new alliance.
What's the count at?
Like live?
Yeah.
Live?
Yeah.
Well, I've only been to the 2 final battles. I was supposed to go last year, and something came up, and I couldn't go last year or whatever. But the last 3 final, I was supposed to be at the last 3 final battles, but I didn't go last year. So I went this year, and then I went 2 years ago. So I've seen him live, and of course, like I've been watching like All In and the Ring of Honor now. So he was on last night.
So if you guys are watching YouTube version, you'll be able to see it. If you're not, I will kind of explain for you guys that are listening on the go what you can see on the screen now. So what you guys see on the screen now on the left side is the T-shirt he posted about "All my friends are dead," and he quotes it "Done with friendship." And you can see on the right side him from his Instagram, him watching the press conference, looking, going, "What the hell?" And then the caption is, "What the fuck is AEW?" So, what do you guys make of this out there? Like, what's going on with this? Like, is Marty Scurll really has no idea with what the hell's going on in AEW, or is this all a work? I mean, look, there's a T-shirt made already for it. I mean, how does he already have a T-shirt made already for it?
It's the villain. Like, come on now. I mean, he is the villain enterprise right now. So he said, like, after the Young Bucks left, everything like that, he was like that. He's going to make new friends, and he did. So he's now working with Brody King and PCO. So that's going on. They were wrestling last night, but he's stuck there at Ring of Honor, so he had to make new friends. So I guess his old friends are dead to him now.
Ouch. That's
a little bit salty.
Can I just say Merp? Merp.
Yes, Merp. Absolutely, Merp.
I don't know what else to say to that. That's just like, ooh, that's you pull the collar. But yeah, so Marty Scurll, we know when's his contract done?
I think it's April. I mean, I keep getting like mixed from people. So some people are telling me, I gotta find out. Like, I haven't found it anywhere, but somebody's telling me April, somebody's telling me August. So
August.
I've heard multiple that it was April.
I mean, they're both start with the letter A.
And look at that, like, Double or Nothing. It's in May.
Oh.
It'd be great if his contract ends in April, and he just shows up at Double or Nothing. Like, I can only imagine the surprises going on.
Okay.
So yeah, AEW screw job for Marty.
AEW screw job. Oh boy.
I don't know. So I'm sorry, Marty, but I still love you. So I will always support that ass. So
okay then.
Anyway, but yeah, did you put the other thing into like there's new merch. There's new AEW merch.
I was waiting for it. Just give me a sec.
Look at that. We can call it on the same page. We have the same page.
So yeah, if you guys don't know, they've officially announced that AEW now is going to have merch. I'll have it up on the screen in a second for you guys. And if you're not and you're listening to On The Go, just go to ProWrestlingTees.com. You can do /AEW, or if you go to the front page, it's right in the front page if you can't miss it. AEW's got all merch now, which we're definitely gonna have to be rocking for this podcast. I'm just saying, like once we do,
I know. I need to buy
we're doing
some.
video versions of this podcast, so we're gonna have to change this up a little bit. And my first T-shirt, I already know what it's gonna be, and it'll be up on the screen in a second. But my first one is going to be the Jericho shirt for sure.
Ooh.
They do have, and you know how I love hats. They have snapbacks and toques or beanies, because you Americans call it beanies, I think.
Yes, Americans.
I think, is that what you guys call it? Beanie? Like the hat I'm wearing now, is that a beanie to you, or what is this?
I personally call it a hat. Like,
just a hat?
Yeah, I just call it a hat.
You wouldn't call it a toque?
No, toque.
Yeah, that's literally what they're called up here. They're toques.
I have to learn the Canadianness way, okay? I need to learn. So
was that even English? The Canadianness way.
No, that's you have to get on the TIFF dictionary, okay?
That's
you
the
should know by now.
Way?
No, it's the TIFF dictionary.
Okay. All right. Well, it's up on the screen for you guys now to look at. So there's just a preview of all the new merch. You have the new Cody Rhodes shirt. You have this is the worst town shirt of the Jacksonville Jaguars. You got Chief Officer for Brandy. There's the AEW is Jericho shirt that I'll be buying. It'll be rocking on the show. Definitely going to be buying the snapback there in the middle. Then you got sweaters down below of Double or Nothing.
I need that zip up. That third one. Yeah. That zip up. That zip up is hot.
And they have also Matt and Nick's Jacksonville t-shirts. So they have all brand new merch at ProWrestlingTees.com, guys. So go check them out, man. Go give them some love.
Yeah. And their stuff is nice, and I have already ordered from there before. I don't know if you ordered from Pro Wrestling Tees before, but I have ordered shirts from there before, and they have really good stuff.
I have to have at least 1 or 2 T-shirts from that website. I have to.
Jimmy's in the chat. He says I have half of these. So can I borrow one for the podcast? If you don't mind, I should have hit him up earlier. I'm gonna ask. Jimmy, can I borrow one of your shirts?
Oh my God. Speaking of Jimmy, I promise that we do this because he told us we had. Well, he I didn't really promise, but he told us that we could still use his promo code.
Yes.
So I'll get it up on the screen for you too, Jimmy. But Jimmy is an exclusive member, I guess you could say, or partnered with, guys, if you don't know, is a wrestling brand company called Collar and Elbow. I think they're just a wrestling. They make wrestling shirts, not like pro wrestling tees, but they make pretty nice merchandise with their own logos on it. And I hear from a lot of people that the material is very, very, very comfortable.
Oh yes, very comfortable.
Oh, do you have anything for Collar and Elbow?
No, I just when I hang out with Jimmy, he wears it, and then I want to steal all his stuff.
How dare you?
I'm sorry, Jimmy.
I'm giving you
I
shit.
love you, Jimmy. I'm sorry. I love Jimmy. I buy him beer. He's good.
Wow. You bribe him with beer?
Yeah, it works. It's good.
Okay. I mean, sure.
I'm gonna bribe you with beer too. So
Oh, okay. Is that all I am too? Just bribe me with beer?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how I'm getting Kyle down here. I'm just gonna give him
beer.
Some
Well, I'm in.
Here's some angry orchard.
Anyways, guys, so it's gonna be up on the screen for you guys right now. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand. Go over to the website collarandelbowwrestling.com. Use code JUMBO on your checkout, and you're gonna save some money. I'm not sure how much percentage is. I totally forgot, Jimmy. I apologize.
10%.
10%, guys. So use code JUMBO on your checkout, and you'll save 10% on your order at Collar and Elbow Wrestling Brand.com. So go check them out, guys. There you go. There's another sponsor plug right there. So you're welcome, Jimmy. I told you I was going to do that for you.
Al Snow runs the company, so make sure you get on that. Yeah, they do have very comfortable stuff. I know one of his sweatshirts is really, really soft, so I love it. So go check that out for him.
So, some more news. Last bit of news from my end. Rumor on when the television deal is supposed to be announced. So fans can't wait, obviously, for the official announcement, but the television deals are complicated. Dave Meltzer again. So anything we say, guys, just take it with a grain of salt. It is the dirt sheets. We just like to elaborate and give our own opinions on them. So Dave Meltzer explains AEW's current television situation on the Wrestling Observer Radio, where he said the Elite is likely to break the news about a television home for is about to break the news for a home for All Elite Wrestling. This is a quote from Dave Meltzer. He says, when they have a deal, I expect them to announce it pretty quick, so it's not like they're saving it for any certain time. If they cut a deal a week before Double or Nothing, Double or Nothing, yeah, I'd save it for that night. If they cut a deal a month before Double or Nothing, I'd announce it. And if your deal is signed a month ahead, it's gonna get out, and I'd rather call a press conference and announce it myself rather than have me like break it or something on Twitter. So basically, he's saying if they do announce it, it's going to be quick. If it's before Double or Nothing, if it's more closer towards Double or Nothing, they'll announce it at the pay-per-view, and that'll get a great traction with that. He also quotes and says, I think it all depends on when the deal is official. I mean, it's TV, could be soon, could be never. It's until the deal is signed, where he says, I'm pretty confident because, again, I know there's two different very significant options. I don't believe both of them will go cold turkey and get remorse before signing, so I'm pretty confident that they're going to have a deal. So he's saying it's going to be done and it's going to be quick, but again, it's Dave Meltzer. You never know. But it says All Elite Wrestling is said to be in negotiation with Time Warner for a television deal. This could see them on either TNT or TBS, as we previously reported. Hopefully, they will be able to find a mainstream audience. Only time will tell if the TV deal for AEW could spark another war in professional wrestling. It should be noted that Chris Jericho said that is not his intention. However, AEW is growing, and they are confident enough that in the company's future that Tony Khan invested a ton of money into this project. So Time Warner seems to be the all signs toward what television company they're going with. We don't know. It could change overnight, and it could change in an instant. You never know. But apparently the word is it's going to be TBS or TNT. And it's just, I always go like, oh, my God, so WCW. But again, this is a different time. This is a different era than back then. But again, that's definitely a major station to be looking at. And
that's huge. Yeah, that's huge. Everybody gets that.
That's right. Michael also, that's the one thing I forgot to bring that up. I forgot to write it down. It's a good thing Michael, my co-host who's in the chat right now, reminded me. They filed for the trademark Tuesday Night Dynamite.
Oh.
That is the one trademark AEW has already filed for. So it looks like that's why there's all these rumors about Tuesday night being the night that they're choosing. Tuesday Night Dynamite, probably going to be either a show or that's probably going to be I don't see it being a pay-per-view being on Tuesday night. So
No. I need to be there weekly. Jimmy said that the tickets for Double or Nothing are going to go on sale in February.
February? Okay. So there's some more news, guys. February is when Double or Nothing tickets will go on sale. But Tuesday Night Dynamite, what do you make?
I saw some people had already posted. I'm all, listen, I kind of fell off the WWE wagon. I really did. I'm really only watching NXT. Honestly, I haven't even been really watching even so much as the pay-per-views as much. That's pretty bad. And I was all in on the main roster. And it's just, I know I was all in. Yeah. Now I'm all out. But hey, I'm gonna watch. I said, this is why we started this podcast. Is I came to Kyle about this because I was really excited about this, and I haven't been excited about wrestling like this for a long time, except for NXT. So I'm ready to tune on in every Tuesday night if that's the case.
Tuesday Night Dynamite. Dynamite.
That's great.
I can have. Oh man, I can just see that being a slogan for commercials. It's Dynamite. Oh my God,
with the Super Kick Party, pretty much.
Who used to do that?
I can see.
Oh man, that was that's an old quote right there, from something I can't remember because I'm not that old. But anyways,
we need James. James, get your ass on here. James is an encyclopedia of wrestling, so he will be eventually on with us. Yeah. But
also, Boy the Bear, business.
Yes, Bernard the Business Bear. I love it. Show him some love. He's on Facebook. He's nice. And I'm really excited to get him on the channel as well. So we'll see if we'll get some insight as well. I don't know. There was talks about something with G1. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So definitely gonna have, you guys stay tuned, man. We're gonna have that exclusive interview with the Business Bear. And hopefully some more stuff, guys. So other than that, that's all I had news I had wrapped up for today. But like I said before, guys, these episodes will be randomly dropped as soon as we get more news to talk about. And I was just excited about getting another episode out to you guys because I want to make sure you guys know that we're legit here. We're going to be keeping up with this and keeping you guys on track with what's going on with AEW. If you guys have anything you guys want us to talk about before the next episode, you can send us whenever you want. You can DM myself. You can DM Tiff. DM the show at All Elite Pod on Twitter. Make sure you follow it as well.
Damn me. He's damning me.
Damning me. Anyways.
You can damn Tiff.
You can damn Tiff. You can damn me. Damn everybody. Damn.
Make sure you follow us on the Twitter. It's right there posted at All Elite Pod.
If you're watching this on YouTube, Twitter, it'll be all in the description as soon as we're done. If you're listening to us on the go and want some links, just head on over to YouTube, youtube.com/NHBWR. Go to the video, go to the little description box. All the links will be in there for you guys. Or if you are podcasting, they'll all be on there as well. Other than that, Tiff, I got nothing else to say.
But, Cupid Girl just dropped. She goes, what about JR coming back commentating? I saw something about that.
I only read I didn't really want to speculate until I got some for sure information, but I'll bring it up for the next show. I'll see what I can find for you, Cooper Girl. So I guess that's what we mean, guys. You guys want us to look up stuff for you, and you guys want us to elaborate and talk about. Let us know. Leave a comment down. Even leave a comment down on YouTube. You want to let us know for the next show, or tweet at us at All Elite Pod. So again, guys, make sure you go follow everything. Subscribe on YouTube, hit that little bell icon for all upload updates, and go follow us everywhere else, especially Spreaker. That helps as well.
Oh, and hopefully next episode, I tried to do it before, but I got to research more on how to do it. But there should be eventually a phone number that we can take the phone calls. So me and Kyle are going to hopefully work that out, why it wasn't working before. So I almost had it working. So that will come. We will take your calls. So you can tell us anything you want to talk about with AEW. So
sweet.
I don't know. Oh, hi, Dotila. How are you?
Yeah, coming a little late, but hi. How are you? Hi. How you doing? Go back and listen to the episode. Give us a like. And hit the like button, guys. I forgot about that. Always hit the like button. That always helps.
Smack that like button and tweet us out. Let's get some more followers. Tweet our Twitter out, and
the more traction we get, guys.
I'm looking forward to the next episode.
Yeah, the more traction we get, the better the episode, or the better episodes get, and the better the show gets. So, just stay tuned, guys. Again, watch out for our Twitter account for the next episode drop. I'm your host, as always, self-proclaimed Kyle Masters. Self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters. I'm botching that a little bit.
Damn, Kyle Masters, and you're no hold barred.
I'm joined by my co-host, the lovely Tiffany from That Ass Podcast. Loves to dream on Twitter. Guys, we'll see you next time for episode number 3.